Hi students, welcome to today's video. Today we can discuss math constant pi in Java, then some mathematical expressions and some programs also. So we can begin today's video. The topic math constant in Java we are going to discuss first. So students, as you know, we are using the constant pi in math. So the same constant sometimes we may need it to use in Java programs. Usually we are declaring a variable pi, then we are making it as a constant. Okay, so that time we may need to declare a variable, and after that we need to assign value. So some steps we need to type. Okay, so instead of declaring and initializing a variable, we can make the use of math class in Java. From the previous video we have learned math class, we have learned some math functions such as CBRT, SQRT, POW functions and so on. So pi is one of the variables, static variable in math class, which has the value 3.14 something. So as we are using pi in math, the same variable means the same pi we can use in Java also, in order to find, for example, if you want to find an area of a circle, we need to use the formula pi r square. So at that time we need to use pi. So in such programs we can make the use of this math class. This math class contains the variable pi, static variable pi, also with the value approximately 3.14. So students, we can see how it works. So for the sake of simplicity I have created a class pi then. So here we are going to use the math constant pi. So as you know, math class is already imported in our Java program. So here we can use pi. So students, I am going to print the value of pi. So definitely we need to use math.py, means the syntax of using pi is math.py, because pi is the variable of math, static variable. So definitely we need to use with the math class. So math.py, we can see which value it will print. Okay, we can compile this program. So we got no syntax error message, then we are going to run this program. So students, you can see the value of pi in Java is 3.14 something. So students, then directly we can use this pi in a program now. So we can begin with a question. So students, I haven't added a program 8.12 in this PDF file. So you can refer the page number 157 in 9th class textbook, computer textbook. So there is a program 8.13. So write a program using scanner methods to read radius and height of a cylinder and calculate its volume. So that is the question. So students, this is the question. Write a program using scanner method to read radius and height of a cylinder and calculate its volume. So from this question we can understand we need to use scanner method to receive the value of two variables, radius and height. Then using the value of radius and height, we need to find the volume of the cylinder. So we can begin our program. So definitely in order to find the volume we need to use a formula. Okay, so students, here we have typed the program to find the volume of a cylinder. So from the question we can understand we need to receive value of two variables which are R and H. So definitely we need to create scanner object. The scanner object is S. Okay, then we declared two variables. Then to store the value of volume, we declaring a double variable. Why we have declared double variable? Because see, the value of the radius is which is the variable R, which is an integer value. Also the value of H, which is height, is also an integer. But those two values we are multiplying with the pi. So as we know, the value of pi is 3.14, which is a double value. So obviously the result of this expression will be a double value. That's why we are declaring the variable for volume as double. Okay, then 13th line, this statement will print enter the value of R and H on the terminal window. So user can start typing the value for R and H. So those values will be received by the variables R and H by the help of the scanner methods next int. Then we are using the formula. So for using pi, we need to use math.pi multiplied by R into H will find the volume of the cylinder. That value will be stored in the variable V. Then we are displaying the volume. So we can just compile and execute this program. See, this program is asking value for R and H. So first we need to enter the value for the radius, so which we can enter 9. Okay, then next again asking for one more value which is for the variable H. We can give a value 8. Okay, then it should print the volume of this program should print the volume of the cylinder. So until here the program is executed, because we have typing the value of H. That value will be copied to the variable H. Later it will execute the 16th line followed by the 17th line. After executing 17th line, it will print volume V is equal to the corresponding volume. Okay, then we can click on enter key. So it is printing the volume is equal to 2035 point something. Okay, so this is how we can use the math constant pi in Java. So students, then we can discuss the next program 8.13, which is write a program which uses the Pythagorean theorem to find the hypotenuse of a right angled triangle. So we need to make a program which uses Pythagorean theorem in order to find out the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle using the formula C is equal to root of a square plus b square. So definitely from this question we can understand we need to use the math class in order to find out the value of root of a square plus b square. Okay, then we can see how this how we can see the program. So students, for the sake of simplicity, I have made the program. It is not completed. We are going to apply, or we are going to find the formula to find out hypotenuse, which is C is equal to root of a square plus b square. So we need to type the step for this formula root of a square plus b square. So that one we are going to type here, the corresponding Java expression we are going to type here. So for this square root of, to find the square root, as we know, we are using sqrt function. So we can use math.sqrt. Okay, math.sqrt will find square root of a value. Then square root of what? Square root of a square plus b square. So we can give a bracket for a square plus b square. So a square a square we can write in two ways, using pow function or just by typing a into a. So here we can use math function. Okay, math dot pow a square. A means the first side. Here the value of first side will be in the variable f. So f comma 2. Then so math dot pow is for a square, then plus for b square it will be s square, means the value of second side will be in the variable s, so it will be s square. So for that we can copy paste, we can make the use of copy paste. Then instead of s it will be s. Okay, now we can compile. So math.sqrt of math.pow f comma 2 plus math.pow s comma 2 will find the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle. Then we can compile. We got no syntax error message. Then we can execute this program. Okay. So it is this program is asking to enter the first side of the triangle. So I am giving a value 5. Then press enter key. After pressing enter key, the variable f will get the value 5. So this variable has stored the value 5. Then execute. Now is executing this way this statement 14. Then it is asking enter the second side of triangle. So I can give a value 6. Now so 15th statement is executing. So after clicking on enter key, the variable s will store the value 6. Okay. So we can click on enter key, then executing this one and 17th line also, then printing the hypotenuse 7.8 something. Okay, this is how we can find the hypotenuse of a right angle triangle. Then we can discuss the next question, which is program 8.14. Write a program to input 3 numbers and find the minimum and maximum number using math.min and math.max. So just use math.min and math.max in order to find maximum and minimum of 3 numbers. So we can begin the program. So students, here is the program to find maximum and minimum of 3 numbers. So students, as we can see in this program, so we have 3 variables a, b and c. In these 3 variables we will store values. So suppose the values are 25, then 23, then 28. These 3 are the values for a, b and c. Among these 3 values we need to find out the minimum and maximum number. So this statement will tell the user to enter the value. Then the lines or the statements 13, 14 and 15 will receive the value which are typing by the user. So this line will receive 25, then this line will receive 23, then here the variable c will store the value 28. So how can we find the maximum number first? So here we have 3 variables a, b and c. Okay, so among b and c, okay, before that, using max function, as you know, max function can find out the maximum of 2 numbers only, or 2 values, 2 variables only at a time, isn't it? So the number of arguments of max function will be only two variables or 2 values. So using max function at a time we can find out the maximum of 2 number. So what we can do, first we can find out the maximum of b and c. Math.max b comma c will find out, okay, isn't it? So this statement math.max b comma c will return what it will return? It will return the maximum of b and c. So among B and C the maximum value will be 28. Here you can see. So this statement math dot B comma C will return which value? 28, as you can see. Then now among two variables we got the highest or the maximum. Then the remaining value is 25, isn't it? So now we have only two values to compare. So for this two value we can use max function one more time, isn't it? So here we can use, so the remaining variable is A. Okay, so one more time we can use math function, math dot max. So A comma this value or 28 will find the maximum of A among A and 28, isn't it? So I hope you could understand. So we can compile. So here it is missing one more. Okay, here one more is needed for print function. Okay, then similarly we need to find the minimum. I hope you could understand how to find minimum from the example of max function. So how can we do this? We can just change it to minimum or min function. Okay, so students, we can just execute this program. So it is asking which statement is executing currently. So enter the values. So 12th line. So when we type the value, that value will be stored to the variable A. So we can just type 25. So 25 will be stored in the variable A. Next I am going to type 23 will be stored in the variable B. Then next 28 will be stored in the variable C. Okay, now it is printing the maximum is 28. Among 25, 23 and 28, maximum is 28 and minimum is 23. Okay. So students, the next program is program 8.15. Write a program which accepts radius from the user to calculate the diameter, circumference and area of a circle. Use the ceil method to display the values. So using scanner class we can receive the value of radius. Then using the value of radius we can find the diameter, circumference and area of a circle. Then at last we need to use ceil method to display. We need to apply ceil method to the values diameter, circumference and area. That is the question. So we can type the program. So students, the program has made. Here you can see the question. Write a program which accepts radius from the user, calculate diameter, circumference and area of the circle. So from this program you can understand we are receiving the value of radius. See, we are telling the user to enter the radius, and after executing this line the variable radius will receive the value, suppose 6. Okay, so we need to find diameter, circumference and area. So we need three variables, diameter, circumference and area, that is declared here. Okay, we declared. Then we are applying the formula for diameter of a circle. We can find out by 2 into r. We'll find out the diameter of a circle. Okay, then circumference, the formula to find circumference of a circle will be 2 pi r. So pi we can use like this, math dot pi. So pi should be in capital, small letter pi is not allowed. So we can just use small letter pi, it will make error message as you can see here. So we should use capital pi. Okay, so to find area of a circle the formula will be pi r square. So pi r into r. Then we are printing the value of diameter, circumference and area, but in the program it is telling that use the ceil method to display values. So to display, to display values. See these three statement will print the display of display the value of these three variables. So we need to use, according to the question, we need to use ceil method to display the values. So how can we use the ceil method? So math dot ceil, ceil of the variable. Okay, similarly we can use ceil method so we have applied ceil method for all these variables. So now we can execute the program. So we are going to store the value 6 in the variable radius. So we can execute this program. Then this one is asking for the value. We are typing 6. 6 will be received by radius, and it will execute all these statement, and it will print the ceil value of all these three variables. Okay. Then see, diameter 12.0, circumference 38.0, area 114.0. Okay. If you want to make space, here you can give the space. Okay. We can execute again. Same value we can give 6. Okay. Diameter 12.0, circumference 38.0, area 114.0. Okay, students, I hope you could understand this these programs, these three programs. Then students, here we have a table. Okay, so everyone have a look at the table on page number 158. Okay, as you can see here. So here some mathematical expressions are given. The corresponding Java expression we need to find. Okay, so y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. So the corresponding Java expression is y is equal to ax into x, b plus b into x plus c. So that is the one kind of Java expression for the corresponding mathematical expression. One more way we can use for this mathematical expression, which will be using math.pow. For x square we can use math.pow. Then the same we have seen, c is equal to root of a square plus b square from the previous program. Then z is equal to x into 2 raised to y. So for 2 raised to y we can use math.pow function. The argument will be 2 comma y. To find 2 to the power y, so we can use pow function, math.pow 2 comma y. See, it will be x equal to, let me write down. So students, the question is x equal to minus b plus root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So this one is x equal to, here equal to symbol is not there. So students, for this root of b square minus 4ac we can use sqrt function. So sqrt function. Then for v square we can use b into b or math dot pow b comma 2. Okay, so the end result, the corresponding Java expression will be x equal to minus b plus or minus math dot sqrt then of b square. For b square we can use math dot pow also. Here simply we are multiplying b with b, then minus 4 into a into c divided by, for 2a we can simply multiply 2 and a. Then for CBRT, for cube root we are using CBRT. Okay, for cube root we are using CBRT, as we already know. For x raised to y, to find x to the power of y we need to use pow, math.pow x comma y. Okay, I hope you can understand. Then area is equal to root of the value. So to find the square root, we are using SQRT function. Then see here, the mathematical expression is v into 1 minus e raised to minus t. See, this program we cannot write like, sorry, this mathematical expression we cannot write like e comma minus t. This will be wrong. This will not work. Okay. So for exponent, as we know, this e to the power minus t will be exponent. So the corresponding math function is exp. So the to the corresponding math function is exp. Then e to the power of minus t. So the argument will be minus t. So how can we write the Java statement for the expression v into 1 minus e raised to minus t? So we can multiply v with, okay, then we can open a bracket, then 1 minus exp of minus t will find, also means this is the corresponding Java expression for the mathematical expression v into 1 minus e raised to minus t. Okay. Then for area, we have just seen from the previous program. So modulus m plus modulus n. For this same modulus, we are to find the modulus of a value, we are using ABS function. As we know, ABS function, math dot ABS of m plus math dot ABS of n. Okay. Then modulus of p raised to y minus y. Okay. So the corresponding Java expression is, for this modulus we are using ABS function. As we know, to find p raised to y we are using pow function. Then we can write the corresponding Java statement. Okay, math dot ABS of this argument. So this argument will be p raised to y minus y. So for p raised to y we need to use one more math function, which is pow. Two arguments will be there, p and y, then minus y. Okay. So this is how we can find the corresponding Java expression for mathematical expression. Okay. I hope you could understand. If you have any doubt, you can just send message regarding the topic. So students, we can wind up the class here. We can see in next video. Thank you.